Alright guys, we're back. Last time we stopped the trial a little abruptly and I apologize for that. But I had some shit to do with my boys, and you know me and the boys run things, so my boys want to do something, I'm always there for them. You like that? And I apologize for that, but right back into it. Must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab.
Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry.
Theoretical.
Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
Yep.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
Shut up, dude.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect? I'd never kill Angie!
Ooh, she's getting emotional.
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Well, we saw from last case you didn't care about that, dude.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Tough.
Suspect rangers?
Scuffed Power Rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Alright, come dumpster.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yike.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
So basically they're saying they're all suspects, though.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting...
Why did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
So he thinks the killer would want to switch topics because one of them, the second case doesn't matter, right?
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Dang, little 2-year-old, you can have a temper tantrum? Goddamn. Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko...
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS.
Bro, Kokichi's a troll, bro.
You didn't give 2 shits about Tenko when she was alive.
Facts.
But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
That's facts, bro. That's facts.
Kokichi, enough!
What are you gonna do, you fat, dumb lard ball? Jesus, bro. Like it doesn't have a brain in there.
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her.
Yeah, I suggest we throw a party, to be honest. Bro. Fuck a Tenko.
It's too lit.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through.
Yeah, no, you don't, bro. You don't even have no friends, bro. Yo, that's weird as hell. If anyone understands what she's going through, it's definitely Shuichi, alright?
So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito.
Her death didn't matter, dog. What you gonna do? God damn, my voice hurt.
Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless.
Her death meaningless, dog.
The name of the curse is... Death Curse!
I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
What? Come on now, dog. Hit and run isn't even all that bad.
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
Death curse time.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death.
Yikes, this is a snooze fest, bruh.
Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Kaido.
Finally,
Yikes.
you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
What, you gonna say he was bluffing or something?
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two real culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. That was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So, what do we talk about first?
Nah, I don't think it's him.
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tancrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tancrotch!
Got her ass. People attended the seance. Shuichi, Kyo, Himiko, Kokichi. I mean, technically, but that's what it wants.
That's it!
Yeah.
It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
Huh? I got 4 culprits in this shit.
Oh, Himiko still culprit?
Oh no, baby, what is you doing?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the 4 is really...
I was gonna say Kyo.
Kyo.
Yeah.
He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Also facts.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either.
Facts.
I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Oh shit, dog. Okay, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one should we use? The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this. Ooh. I didn't even notice that, dog. You know, Himiko might have done it. Very well, I shall begin my preparations at once.
Oh, right.
Also, We should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance.
That's facts.
The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Smart man, smart man. Point of entry from outside he must be referring to. Can you get a picture of that hole? Or just want this?
There!
Cool.
You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Way to play dumb there.
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person can move through.
It's not Kaido, but I mean, he really does play the idiot part pretty well.
There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Go to, right? There's a Kibo.
Another suspect? Who?
Going to mention the under the floorboards thing before we found it out.
It's appearing before me.
Kibo knew what we were doing in the same.
Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
You get yourself, bro. Shut your stupid ass up.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
Yes, that makes sense.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Huh? Oh, my bad.
Damn it.
That should be an agree thing, not an argue thing. Right.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance.
Either way, I don't think
Crawling
Kibo did
under
it.
the floor.
So,
But
shut
it
up,
was
Jesus.
pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
No, you
I
idiot.
mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second!
The culprit sneaked in during the seance. By crawling.
It's gotta be the hole, right? See, it could be anything though, because the lights have to be turned off. The lyrics of the song is definitely going to be involved, but the lyrics of the song describe the thing, but it needed to be dark for the seance. There's holes in the floor, as shown by the loose floorboard. This doesn't change anything though. This doesn't change anything. The corner hole does though, because it's under the sheet, right? And the sheet is around the cage. So the light wouldn't seep through. It has to be the corner.
Under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance.
Oops.
How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
There we go.
That's wrong!
Maybe night vision goggles from the break room or the warehouse or something. But no, that
I don't
doesn't
think
make
the
sense.
culprit could have used a light while under the floor.
there was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot.
That's facts, though. That is facts. Every case is gonna get some sus, but hey, I'm waiting for the time he is the murderer, though, because you know what's gonna happen.
My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
He's a funny guy, bro.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Oh, jeez.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch-black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Wrong.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny?
Maybe to make us suspicious, but I don't even think that makes sense. Because they went through all that trouble. There's no way that's all just a diversion.
Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from underfloor.
Guess it could be a diversion, but I don't know. Like, I don't think anyone in the seance room could have done anything, because we all would, like... I don't want to say we could have seen anything, because we couldn't see ourselves, but... I don't know, it doesn't make any sense.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that.
Are you stupid?
That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Man, they're trying to make Danganronpa 2 so bad, bro.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right?
Yo.
If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Kyo's being very cooperative, though. I don't think the murderer would do that.
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
Then again, being cooperative on this one, help him get away with the other one or something. But, how and when she was killed? Well, she was still alive when we turned out the lights. How? It's pretty obvious she was stabbed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she?
Unless she fell through, that's the only thing I can see.
How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
Then the blood splatter shouldn't be on the blanket, though, because the blood splatter would happen under the floor instead of... So, I don't know. No, that's wrong.
Possible. She was alive at that point.
Man, my voice hurts as hell, bro. Just want to no return tank off. At this point, you mustn't speak. Next time you open your mouth, it'll be Angie speaking through you. Understood. I'll not say a word. Blah blah blah. Cool.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
Unless it's Kibo's robot voice. Just saying.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside Cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
That doesn't make any sense, though.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Tough.
Huh? Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Yikes. We're just gonna let her get away with that? I think we are. That's tough. It's like no one cares what she says anymore, honestly.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
Yes.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
When
Or
Cage
shut your ass
lifted,
up.
culprit stabbed Tenko real fast.
Huh.
So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
Bro.
There's no doubt!
Yikes. Bro, this bitch is so overdramatic. I think that I've been killed in seance. That would be impossible. There's no evidence for
When
it.
Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the
Probably
cage
facts.
was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
There we go.
That's wrong! No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it.
Yep. And also because when he lifted the cloth, she was dead. So, or when Kyo lifted the cloth, we all saw her dead. So that doesn't make any sense.
That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
Yep.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Okay, bruh. This dumb
No,
bitch.
it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
No, it's not, bro.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Okay, retard. Whatever you say. Forgot to play this though, so. Were Tenko's last moments? Okay, that's not it.
Tenko...
So you have to prove that was happened during the seance. This one makes sense.
Duh.
This one also makes sense. This doesn't tell us when it happened, so it's between these two.
It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage! They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage. And that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
Can't let me bully me, I need to turn this around.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage! They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need.
Oh, okay. She's an idiot.
Stick the blade through a gap in the cage. It'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Oh, it's the... God damn it, I know what it is. She's probably saying Danganronpa. No, okay. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, I thought we were going to
That's
talk
all
about
you need.
why the blood was...
If you stick
that
the blade
spot.
through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
I'll cut through your words.
See, when the sickle had blood far past its blade, so...
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone.
Yup.
And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall.
So there's no way in hell.
The
Exactly.
sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Man, what have you done, bro?
Yeah, no worries.
Ouch.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Yep.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
How do we know it's not from below the floor?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
He's trying to scare Kaido again. Yikes.
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
The thing didn't go through though. Like we all know it didn't. It didn't happen because she would have responded when he said the cage child is Angie or whatever.
I don't know that.
God.
Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
This is wrong.
Himiko?
Why would
Stupid.
Angie's spirit kill
Don't be
Tenko?
stupid. Why are we going along with this line, bro?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Bro, he's got y'all hook, line, and sinker, jibaited, as they say.
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done it!
wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
Are you stupid?
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
Cage is 3x5, buddy. Not in 2 people in there.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I agree with
noticed.
Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Huh? She's just saying that so she's not. So Kaido isn't scared out of his mind? Or...
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
The they she's referring to. I am so confused. What? Killed inside the cage at any time. So I'm assuming it wants me to go after. Pull me over here. Wrong. Who could have killed Tenko inside the cage at any time? What? So we need someone who could have killed... Oh, is it Angie? No. This doesn't make any sense. Who could have killed Tenko inside the cage at any time? So are we looking for someone that has no alibi? Like you? I don't know. Am I missing something? That is not ever present, not present, and I'm an idiot. What the fuck? Told me to go up to their height, maybe? It's 5 feet. Oh. So, is anyone else really confused? I feel like I checked everything. Right? Who could have went underground at any time? Been in the cage to kill her. It's not Kyo. Well, we're taking a game over here, boys, because I have no idea. Okay, you're really narrow-minded for a detective.
Damn it!
Dude, I'm so lost. Oh, is it Sumugi? Maybe? Can I pick like the Monokubs or something? The Monokumas. Could've, right? Assuming that's not an answer though. Yeah. Sumugi can cosplay as anyone else. Wrong. Fuck. Could have killed Tenko inside the cage at any time. I don't get it, dude.
Damn it!
Dude, what? Am I supposed to pick the short person here? Am I supposed to pick Angie? Do you mean Angie's ghost? Something, Jesus. Space Spirits keep it covered. Bad That's a game over, boys. Dude, I'm so confused. Well,
Is this
trial 2
really?
went so well. Trial 2 went so
We
well.
can't let it end.
It really did. I'm really just gonna end up
Wait,
getting
just a
this.
Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage.
Okay, let me read through this.
She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall.
3 feet tall.
The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen?
3 feet tall.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
Wait, did it send me back this far?
How embarrassing!
Oh wait, no, this was right before. Never mind.
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
I'm really trying to think and I just can't. I don't know what it is.
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie? And
Like I said, that's impossible.
then
I
explain
just
how the
realized I can
culprit
skip
killed
this.
Tenko and...
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done that!
wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
Okay, hiding inside the cage. Oh, they're saying
If they were in
suicide.
there, they could.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have noticed.
I agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Why would she commit suicide?
Nonsense.
Maybe the culprit would...
What?
Wouldn't need to hide because it's
Also,
Tenko.
the culprit could have killed her and... I think you know what I'm getting.
The day she's referring to. Where's Tenko's? Is it over here? It's this, isn't it? Okay, I'm a fucking moron. I just didn't read carefully
I
enough the
believe
first
Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
God damn it. It was so obvious, too. But I don't think it's a suicide, so I mean, I guess that's the reason I didn't pick it.
Yeah? What did you say?
Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out.
Yes, but also no.
She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance.
Or gee, I just saw to cut the floorboards. Where would... How did the sickle get down there? Etc. Unless they're saying the sickle's the murder weapon for Angie's murder. And Tenko hid all that stuff down there. And since Angie was going to get resurrected, she decided to kill herself so the seance would fail. That doesn't make any sense. Because then why'd you kill Angie in the first place? Maybe to win Himiko back? I don't know. Wouldn't it just be easier if you like accidentally kicked some salt or something? I don't know.
It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
The sickle wasn't the murder weapon, I guess, but I don't know what could have been because there's nothing else there that looked like a murder weapon.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
But it was in the fucking corner, dude. There's no way.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Also, it had to be cut with a saw and shit.
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
So you think she did it like the day before when she was going to kill Angie? She prepared all this, but how would she know our movements? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me.
Thank you. We'll find out why it doesn't make sense to her next time, guys. Thanks for watching. It's me, boy Ramsey. Appreciate you for stopping by, even though my throat hurts like hell. Peace out, boys.